All right, my microphone's on and we're at the proper screen. Nice to see everybody. Happy holidays. I kind of did up my background in a festive mode. Let's see. Streamed a couple days ago and I did a Waluigi painting, which is around somewhere. I did this guy. And so I've gotten really into doing color and I was trying to figure out how to continue that. And I think I'm going to do like a Kid Goku painting because I was watching the original series and it's just wonderful to see all the like watercolored backgrounds and it's just so like dreamy and like fun. So let's go over to the drawing board. Okay, so here we are. Sometimes I do like a little warm up before stream starts. So this was like my warm up Goku. It's a little too cutie pie for my taste, but after I did, I was like, dang, I should have just streamed that. So let's just start afresh with that one under my belt to build confidence. And where's my paper? Okay, so I have my 9x12 Bristol, and we are going to pencil, and then we're going to ink, and then I do have, I added this element to the stream where I got out my watercolor set and I learned how to use this again. So that will be stage 3. So stay tuned for that. And I think it's best if I just start the pencil moving. All right. So this part, I should zoom the camera out a little bit. Where's my software? All the way out here. Okay. So let me see. Right now I'm just, is that visible? Draw a little darker. Okay, there we go. A little less glare. Hey, gal. Oh, you can see that? Let me just make that a little bigger for a second. Yeah, I kind of did everything up for the holidays. Wait, here's my little tree. And let me go back to the drawing table. It's cool that you can watch on the bus. I hope the ride is not too uncomfortable. So I think, yeah, you know, I feel like a real streamer. And do you see this over here? There's like a RGB light that's cycling through all of the colors. I think. So back here, these shapes are mountains. And it was kind of like really nice to do research on these. Because they're, right, like Dragon Ball is sort of influenced by Journey to the West. And so there's like some Chinese aesthetic in it. Let me see if I can I just want to share this window capture of the reference I was looking up for these mountains. Oh no, no earbuds. Okay, well, I will try not to exclaim too loudly. Here we go. And now I just need to make that visible. So like, it's amazing what these mountains really look like in the back. And like kind of perfect for painting. Anyway, those are wonderful. Turning off the window capture. I think so. I mean, it's not like a direct one-to-one kind of translation. But like the main character is sort of a monkey-like rapscallion. Oh yeah. How long were they over there teaching English? Was it like a years long endeavor or kind of just a summer thing? Let's see. So let's see. this shape up here, I think, is going to be Goku. Oh my god, 2 or 3 years? Okay. Here is his cloud that he rides on. I think in the story you have to be pure of spirit to be able to stand on it, or you fall right through. And so there's like good comedy moments when your more perverted characters try to step on it and then fall on their butts. Yeah. Well, there's this whole saga when Kate and I went over to teach English in Wuhan, and we worked with a program that was out of Boston, except they didn't really straighten out any kind of work permit. It was all sort of under the table. And then the local police kind of caught on and gave us like 24 hours to leave town. And so, I don't know, it was like a big mess. Luckily, one of my Taiwanese uncles was working in Beijing at the time when I was able to like harbor us, but we were kind of just like cut loose, and we were, I don't know, like 24 or 25, and I didn't really know much then. Let's see. So I'm kind of going back and forth on this Goku figure, and while I'm struggling with that, I might, well, that's not bad. Something like this. I'm going to also include Master Roshi down here. Yeah, I think the story I told about the like teaching English in China fiasco, that was the like short version. There were like all kinds of twists and turns, which I haven't thought about in a long time. So I would really have to collect my thoughts on how to properly spin that tale. Right now, I just got to focus on this heroic child. Maybe his cloud is more like here, and like I think the sweep of it might be like that, and then his teacher is going to be down this way, and he's riding on a turtle. Oh, Gal, I do look forward to your next stream whenever you're able to do that. I don't know if you need to be back at home or back at your other place to do that, but it is nice to watch a Gal stream. References. Okay, have a safe bus ride. I hope that art supply talk was good for you on the Discord. Thank you for the bits. I'll see you later. I need to get Master Roshi's big mustache, beard. Now, I'm trying to figure out. since they're flying, we could really be looking at them from any angle. And like, how do I position the mountains? I kind of feel like he's flying up this way, and Roshi's flying this way. It might work best to have the mountains going up like this, like the horizon is sort of tilted like that. I think he's going to be on here maybe with his arms crossed. No, he should be holding his staff. And then here is the turtle he's riding on. The turtle is Gamera, the giant turtle monster from the like kaiju series in the 60s, and then the kind of gritty 90s remakes. But he did have like a fun cameo in the cartoon. I'm gonna make sure my Goku looks like he's supposed to, because he's such like a simple character. It really stands out if something is off. All right, I think I got it. I was doing like a weird thing. Like I was doing this sort of like Steven Universe like bean head. She has like a little bit, but I need to. It's more like a little more like a heart shape, and I can't. Let me think. Is he like 2 heads tall? 2.5? 3? So if his body is like that, and his legs are like here, then his head would only be like this big. I was drawing it like way too large. Okay. So then he also has a tail. Maybe he's... kind of feel like I kind of have him fist pumping there, but I need to figure this out for these two characters to be interrelated. So maybe he's like looking down that way. And then his eyebrows are like here. The hair is pretty much the same as like Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes, like a couple of big spikes on this side, and then like a few smaller ones on this side. Let's see, so I think the surface of the cloud is going to be sort of like a cylinder like this. Where's my pencil? Let's see. So I just need to get his eyes like a lot closer together, because I was using like normal human proportions, but I think it's more like that. And his eyes go up. Three. And then this foot would be kind of tucked underneath. It almost kind of feels like it's a little bit of a surfing pose. Let's make him look a little happier, because I think at this point he's still kind of a carefree child, even though I feel like he keeps that throughout the whole series. Like people around him are always fretting about whatever galactic threat is coming up, and he's mostly just looking for a battle. Okay, so I want this other hand to be holding his staff, but maybe not. Maybe that doesn't make sense. He could hold it this way, and then it's behind him. Can't figure out a good way. Well, okay, it could be like that, and then just go off the edge. Alright, I feel like I have a lot of lines on here, and I'm kind of zeroing in on which are the good ones, so I should erase some of this extraneous stuff, not confuse myself. I think since he's turned this way, I do need to adjust, because his hair would turn with him, and I've kind of got it so he was still facing the other way. Let's see. So maybe like that. Something's not quite right. I think the nose should be like a little higher, a little smaller. Like without the nose or mouth, it looks just fine. I think it's like up there. Make these pupils a little bigger. No, that's not him. I feel like this first part of the stream is always the section that involves the most struggle when I'm trying to just figure out how things go. Alright, I need to adjust this chin also, because it's a little pointier than this. Like, he should still be kid-like, but... Okay. I think I'm finding it. See, this is his belt, which is rippling behind him. This is his furry tail. I think the position of that is good. Here is Kintoon, his cloud. Let's lighten this up a little bit. I wonder if I should just do like a smaller mouth. That could solve some problems. All right. For some reason I can't quite be satisfied yet. I'm just going to leave that out for now. He's just going to be like kind of a scary ghost, no-face Goku for the time being. Because there's other parts of the picture I need to address, and I can't just keep erasing and redrawing his face. We will come back to that. Okay. This is his staff. which is great because it can extend to any length. Okay. Which means, is that where I want it? Did I want it there? I think I like where it is. Like this tail is already going up this way, and that could make like a nice shape and follow with the trail of this cloud. Yeah. I feel like I just need to like move his whole face downward. And then this part, I feel like he has like these sort of fangs that come in. I just have to find the lines that let you know it's... Ah, that's not right either. That's better. A little better. It's kind of funny that the mouth is floating like off center. Make this a little more circular. I don't know. I'll come back to that. Let me put in a little bit of this cloud, because this is going to like kind of curl on itself as he goes back. And let me think, the path go kind of up, and then it'll go, like there's a mountain here, and it'll go behind. I do want to leave some room. Maybe I'll take this mountain out or like adjust it, because I do want to leave some room for some sky to come through. I'm just kind of thinking about the color stage, and I think having like a nice like blue area is going to add to the picture. And so then these are clouds. Yes. There could also be some clouds here, since it is a kind of airborne scene. Mountain. I wonder if I should put... I feel like I could put, because there's all this open space down in the bottom left. I wasn't planning to, but I could put Roshi's little island house down here. Like, here's the island. And it's just sort of like a little box, right? And there's maybe an extension on the side. No, there's kind of like a little porch, and there's like a window on the second floor, the red roof. It's like very simple. Put that in. And then let's see, there's a porch coming off this way. Make sure that's receding at the right angle. And then there's one window on this side. Oh, Gay Dog's here. Nice to see you. We're just having a little drawing stream. Here's Kid Goku. I'm having some trouble with the face, so we've already worked on that like a dozen times. This kind of massive graphite is going to turn into Roshi. And then here's Kame House down here. I need to add 3 palm trees. It was nice to hang out over in Mickey Stream, and I could have just stayed watching that all night, but I also need to concentrate on streaming myself, not just admiring how great Mickey is. Okay, let's see. So we need 3 trees. There's one on this side. And we'll add some fronds. And then there's 2 on the other side. That's not quite right. Then one more tree kind of behind here. I think that's going to conflict with the roof of the house. Let me just find a better position for that. Like this tree could come up like that and just overlap the other tree. That's a better solution. Okay. And there's like some rocks on the beach. Okay. So I think we're making progress. Let me just take another try at drawing this face. I don't know why it's such a problem. I bet, like having worked on the other stuff, maybe I'll just come back and do it the first time as I'm erasing my first time. Let's see. Here we go. Well, let me just work on my structure. So his cranium comes down like this. And then it should be even here. And then draw the eye sockets where they would be. Oh, he just looks a little scary. I need to... I think I can get these pupils like a little closer. No, I think that's the best one so far. And if I can just tweak this mouth a little bit, might be ready to stick with it. Okay, let's live with that for now. Man, I need to move this ear. That's my problem. The problem is not the eyes. It's just move that ear in, and then I can move this side of the chin in. Okay, we're getting closer. It's gonna need another pass, but I can live with this for now. Okay. Let's work on the Turtle Master. Okay. His nose is sort of hooked down. He seems like a lot easier to draw. Like a lot of his face is covered by sunglasses and mustache. So we should get into and out of this one pretty quickly. And then eyebrows. Just gotta watch the overall shape of that beard. You know, I feel like he usually would hold his staff over on the right side, but I think it's going to be okay if he holds it lefty this time. Kind of going back and forth on this. Then we need Yeah, some wrinkle lines on the forehead. Kind of big, cute ears. Can you see his mouth at all? I don't think so. Oh my god. Spider Babby's rating. Nice to see everybody. Yeah, I had to hop off because, hey Mickey. Yeah, I said goodbye earlier because I kept trying to go on, and then I was like getting caught up in all the Dark Souls 3 drama, and I couldn't tear myself away. Yeah, I hope the controller worked. It's not a new controller. So today we're just drawing Squiddy Bay. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. I feel like there might be a lot of new people in the stream. Why don't I grab my archives? So I'll just introduce myself quickly. My name's James Kuo. I draw comics. I've done a little illustration here and there. I did a whole Mononoke week last week, or the week before. Like there's Jiko. Here's Gonza. Oh yeah, I set up all these lights for the Christmas. Here's the Amishi girls and Nago. These are all stream drawings. I like to do like I try to be on for 2 or 3 hours and just go from a blank sheet of paper to a finished piece. So it's kind of like a good way for me to just be at peace with how my drawings turn out and not struggle with it forever. Like, however it turns out at the end of 2 or 3 hours, like that's the drawing, right? So sometimes things kind of get a little wild or go in directions I'm not really expecting. Oh man, look at all these Kodama. And right here, I think that's everyone's favorite. It's the Kodama with the absolute ass. There's Chris Mackay. Yeah, like I was saying, sometimes the drawings get a little crazy. Like, this is a Devilman drawing I did on stream, and it's super weird. Like, I don't usually draw as metal as this, but like I got in there on this vellum surface Bristol with my Raphael 8404 brush, and things just kind of got crazy. And like a fun part about drawing live is that like somebody came in and was like, "Is this character eating this character?" And so I tried to like adjust it in real time, and I was like, "No. See, this guy is transforming." So then I had to like add all these intermediate transformations to get up to here. So it's really cool. Like, it's fun for me to get feedback live. There's Tetsuo, and there's Killer Bee. But there he is. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I should do some new drawings and not just go through my box. Wait, I do want to find. There's one that I was really proud of. I don't know. I can't find the one I'm really proud of, so I'll just have to be proud of the drawing I'm about to do. Okay, you're heading out, Mickey. I will see you in the future. So anyway, that's kind of what happens on the stream. And in all the commotion, where did my Goku drawing go? I think it got swept up. Hey, hey, little ring donkey. Nice for the follow. I think when I collected all those previous drawings, it got swept up into the other box, so I'll be right back. All right. So we're back in business. Let's see. So, working on Goku, not too pleased with the face. I think I see the problem. Like, this eye's kind of floating away from where it should be. Let's just drop this down. Alright, that's like 100% better. Let's work on Roshi. I feel like his staff should go here. I was thinking about putting it in this hand, but this makes more sense. And sort of like points our attention up this way. There's like a nice kind of shape in the center here. Alright, so I guess this staff should be behind, because Goku is closer to us and he's floating, so I gotta make sure that this cloud is in front. And so let's see, is he kind of sitting? Yeah, let's just do it like that. Like he's kind of got his knees to his chest and he's sitting on this flying turtle. I gotta look up my reference, because I feel like I've seen lots of Gamera movies, but I just want to know. Gamera Showa era. Like I feel like Toriyama is kind of himself a nerd and would kind of put lots of pop culture references into his work, like in Dr. Slump. Like a lot of the kind of dome houses are shaped like R2D2, or like he'll have lots of other kind of hidden stuff in there. Let's see. And what is his other arm doing? He's got, I think Roshi he's wearing like a traditional jacket. Just gotta keep adjusting this. The first hour of the stream is always like, it's always the struggle. Usually I pencil for about an hour, and like we'll see all these elements just moving around. And then kind of around the hour mark, I try to get the ink out. And then if we have time, I would like to put some watercolors on top of this. I think the inspiration for doing this particular drawing in the stream is that I was rewatching the original series, like just regular Dragon Ball, like pre-Z. And I think the season 1 end credits sequence is just like really lovely. Like there's kind of a wistful song. Bulma's gazing out a rainy window. And then there's lots of like flying around in front of like watercolor sunsets. And I was like, man, I would like to draw that. And I feel like that's often how like I end up picking whatever the subject is for the drawing of the stream, just whatever is kind of capturing my imagination at that time. And it's also just like how I learned to draw in the first place. Just like taking something that you draw excitement from and get that like good kind of art feeling from, and then kind of make your own version. All right. I think this hand is just going to be resting on here like that. And then, does this figure make sense? I need to move this. This nose is like pretty off center. Oh, Mall Ceramics. Nice to see you. I feel like you hopped in kind of right at the end of the last stream, so it's nice to see you come back. To see like how these start out. That's looking good. So let me think. If this shoulder's here, the other one would be kind of behind where we can't see it. Arm comes down, back up. I'm just doing my construction shapes. The sleeve would come down like that. His hand would be here. So maybe the staff is more like that. I would say something isn't sitting right with me about this figure. Kind of get... Maybe he's sitting cross-legged, which is more difficult to draw, but might be more appropriate. Okay, so the bottom, you'd see the bottom of his foot, and then I think that arm has to move too. Like, this is kind of what the struggle is like that I'm talking about. Like I've realized that one element of the drawing isn't working, and so then there's kind of a domino effect where I have to move like a half dozen things. Okay, so then the foot goes there. His pelvis is like here. Okay, he could be doing kind of like a jaunty pose, like maybe his other arm is on his side like that. Don't want to make his shoulders too broad. Okay. Okay, I heard an... All right. Don Romney, thank you for the follow. Let me give the thumbs up. Yeah, when people follow, I'm always curious about how they found their way to the stream. Let's see. I just got to move. We're getting close. Like, I just got to get these lenses of the shades a little closer together. And I think they're not circular. They're more like kind of that classic Ray-Ban shape, like kind of more squarish on top and then round on the bottom. And then I feel like the earpiece on glasses is often like the bane of a cartoonist. Like, I know that I've forgotten to put those in many times. Same for the nose piece. You see, I feel like I just need to make him look a little more stout, even though he's pretty bony when he takes this coat off. Okay, let's see. Let's put his thumb here, and one... Okay, that graphite's getting way too dark. I can't even tell what's happening here. Let me just lightly go over that. Okay. So I just always have to check him on camera. So let's put his thumb here. 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. Okay, and then his cane. It's conflicting a little bit with this cloud, and I'm wondering, would it make sense to resolve that by moving the path of this? Because of the way, like, I'm looking at Goku's posture, and it looks like he's kind of bracing himself against this foot, like he's doing a big turn like that way on a surfboard. So it could make more sense. Let's just erase this cloud trail. It might be better if the trail's going back like that. I think that's going to work. And I'm just kind of putting these, what would you call that? Contour lines around the path. Because I know I'm going to turn these into like a cloud texture, and they like each get a little smaller as they go back. I kind of follow this overall shape here. And now we've got all this space to draw the top of the cane, no cloud conflict. This is the kind of solution we're looking for. Okay. Yeah, Mall Ceramics. I think it's just like I don't mind erasing. It kind of means that I found a better way to draw it. Like I feel like if you're writing a piece, like the first draft is not always what you would want to publish. Like it would need to go through revisions. And that's kind of what just using the eraser is like. Like I don't want my drawing to come out by accident. I just want to make sure to address and like readdress like every part of it. I feel like, let's see, something's amiss with how that foot is. I feel like it's pointed a little, almost a little more towards us. Man, it's tough to do this kind of shoe at this angle. What does he wear? Does he wear... Oh, it's kind of like your like Chinese martial arts shoes. Like I'll just like the slippers with the white sole. Foot goes here. That part's dark. But there's not a shoe floating in space up here. That was just a demonstration. Let's see. Also, is this cross leg convincing? Keep that. What if I put... Sometimes I just have to get into the posture myself to really feel it. So it's off, you can't really see it, but I am crossing my legs under myself. And you know what? I'm learning something, which is I don't think the legs should cross mid-shin. Like maybe more of a crossed at the ankle, which feels a lot more natural. Yeah. I feel like I kind of made a habit of trying out the pose myself just to get the kind of bodily sense of it. After watching, well, a Princess Mononoke documentary. I think I probably mentioned this last week or the week before, but I think I had seen a production video of Mononoke Hime, and I think it was Miyazaki himself was in his animation chair, and he was having trouble figuring out how like a certain sword swipe worked. And so I don't know if he just had a broomstick or something, but he was just in his drawing chair. And oh my god, Lita, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. I really enjoy watching your watercolor streams. Yeah, Lita is an incredible artist. So I feel like now that we've been like double rated, I need to get out my archives and just like show you kind of once again what we do on the stream. Okay. So hi raiders, my name is James Kuo, and on here we do drawing streams. So like I think last week we did a whole Princess Mononoke series, and so like here's like a wolf and some kodama, and this is like all the kind of thing that we do on the stream. Yeah, there's the Shishigami and Lady Eboshi and all these kodama. If these guys are incredibly fun to draw, especially this one with his little butt. There's Yakul and Ashitaka. Yeah, I mean, I usually try to do streams that are like 2 or 3 hours and start with a blank sheet and end up with a complete drawing. And so this is sort of how things go. Oh, thank you, K-Dog. Amishi girls, and I feel like I should just complete the tour. Like this one's always... Sometimes, just because I'm drawing live, things get a little weird. Like, I feel like this drawing is different than what I would usually think to draw, but it's like a drawing of Devilman by Go Nagai, and this was a stream drawing. Oh, thank you for saying it's cool, Lita. So I should put these away. But if you like to watch drawing, I hope that you will follow, and I hope you'll hang around for the rest of this stream. Okay, so we're back to Goku. let's see. So, working on Master Roshi here. Here's Kame House. And here's the turtle monster Gamera. Oh, passionately stupid. Thank you for the comment. Let's see. So, make sure that I'm drawing this turtle correctly. His eyes. I didn't realize that his tusks are kind of behind where his eyes are. Yeah, usually it takes me about an hour, like the first hour of the stream, to draw. We're at about 55 minutes, so I think the ink is going to come out soon. In fact, I wonder if I should start, because I've got almost all the elements. Like these are mountains, clouds. I think we're going to do it. Like, there's not a lot of reason to keep going over the same pencil drawing. So I'm going to show you guys this slide. And we're going to start inking. Okay, so I like to use these G pens and my Kamaru pen. And so first, I do need to ink in this border, so I'm going to try to do that quickly. Or let me see. Yeah, Lita. Lita, how did the rest of your stream go? I was watching earlier, and I really enjoyed the girl with the scarf and the dog. And where's my pen? I'm just going to do these borders in quickly. This helps me know where the border of the picture is. Okay. There's a little smear over there, but it's okay. I try to keep rolling with it. Okay. So usually for this part, I like to zoom in a little bit. Like, let me find my camera software. And right now the camera is as wide as it can be, but I'm going to zoom in maybe like 300%. If I go in too close, it gets a little blurry, but it's kind of, I feel like it's more involving to get really close to the paper. It's like when I draw, like my nose, sometimes when I get really into it, my nose is right next to the paper. Let's see. So, I think, since these G pens like take a little getting used to, I think I'm going to start maybe with, it's not always easy to go directly in on the character, so I think I might work a little bit on this cloud first, just to get used to the feel of the pen. And for this, it's just kind of like a lot of curls that go in on themselves. Okay. I think, let me see, what would be in front? Like, I think, like I'm not quite ready to go in and like draw the face and hands and everything. I'm gonna sort of like work my way up the difficulty. Like right now, I'm pretty comfortable putting, oh, thank you for the follow, DJ Alex Wonder. Like getting these lines in on his belt, like, cause these should be like pretty angular to show sort of like the stiffness of that material. Wrap that around their waist. I can draw like a little bit of these knees. Like I feel like his uniform is kind of wrinkly. Let's see. I feel like my practice of inking is usually I'll try to draw whatever is closest to the viewer. And since this is like a flying scene and Goku is the closest, I'm definitely starting with him. Okay. Just got to make sure to curve these wristbands around the shape of this arm as it kind of moves towards us. I don't always follow exactly what I have in pencil. Like I'm kind of spreading these fingers out a little bit more. And then let's see, I need to put in, I think his tail would connect here. And that would be in front of his staff because that would be behind. So let me just like start inking in this tail. And I'm kind of just like repeating these kind of short curved lines just to make sure that like fur texture looks different than cloud texture. And there's going to be like all kinds of surfaces in here. Like there's going to be scales, there's going to be like mountains, there's going to be water, and all of those need like a different mark making approach. Oh, ABA5HI, thank you for the follow. I'm just spelling it because I'm not sure how to say it. But, thank you for watching. I hope you like what's happening here. Oh, Galuigi is back. Yeah, Gal, we got a raid from Lita, who's a watercolor artist that this stream rated a couple weeks ago. And it's really wonderful that she kind of brought everyone back over here. Like, I'm very appreciative of that. Also, and that's like on top of Mickey, who also rated the stream, so I'm just trying to, play it cool. Even though I feel like this is the most viewers the stream has ever had. But, I'm just going to draw the way that I normally would. And I think my patter is going to be the same as my regular patter. And so as I bring the layers of this cloud back, I'm just like putting less pen pressure on, so these each get a little bit lighter. And then I think they can just disappear behind this mountain. And I'll just put that in lightly now, so I don't forget and draw something over that. Yeah, Gal, there was a whole funny situation on Mickey's stream, because the first 30 minutes or something were just like technical difficulty struggles. And like she couldn't get her controller to sync. And she was like, does anyone have, another one I could borrow? And I was like, oh, right here, Mickey, we live like a block away. So kind of midstream, we just like met in the street in the freezing weather to make a like game controller handoff. And thank God it worked, or it would have been really embarrassing. So yeah, now there's just like, I'm making like another kind of line um, that describe these tall cliffs. And I don't know if you can see it. Like I'm holding the pen basically all the way as far back as I can. Like, oh, oh, Niflheim619, thank you for the follow. Like something on a face, I would probably hold it really close up to the front. But I want there to be like a little bit of randomness in where the ink goes because of, I think that'll help express the sort of like natural shape of the rock. All right. So, I feel like I could. I think he has this kind of rope going around his chest that he like. It's like a sheath that his staff goes into. And let's see. I'm not gonna. I think later on in the series he gets like a logo here on his chest, but it's early enough that he still has his blue outfit for when he's just like a wild child living in the forest. He's not yet an official student of Master Roshi. So now I'm feeling pretty warmed up. I feel like I should be brave and go in and draw this Goku face. Because I need to draw what's here before I can get back and address this arm, just because these things are in front. On camera? Good. So let's see. And then there's like some hair coming back. Let me just follow. Let me follow the line of this arm. So this comes up. This is like shoulder area. So the arm connects there. He has little like sweatbands on his wrists. Okay. And this hand wraps around his staff. Good. So let me see. Let's draw. He has like a little sideburn. Oh, we have a first time chat from Original Haseo. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like what's here. Like, we have it super zoomed in, and there's going to be more happening. Like, there's Kame House, there's Master Roshi, here's Goku. Yeah, Gal, it was nice to see your stream friend Mal show up. Oh, thanks for the command, Gal. Yeah, if you want to see more of the kind of drawings I do, I have those two Instagrams. One has more personal work and one has more fan art like this, which is still personal. Here we go. And let's draw some like cute lines on his cheeks. Oh, he does not have a nose yet, so let me just put that in. Okay, so question from Ruby Ophidian. I have my ink in like a little inkwell like this, but it came out of this bottle. And let me see if I can hold that up to the face camera. It is Speedball. Oh, there we go. Speedball Super Black. And it's just yeah, like a 16-ounce bottle of India ink. It dries, it's waterproof, so We'll be able to watercolor over this later, if I still have the energy. And I'm kind of leaving a lot of these shapes open. I probably won't do a lot of like heavy black areas or like cross-hatched rendering, just to leave shapes open for color. The ink is very good for that. Ruby Ophidian, are you asking because you also draw? Now let me see. I feel like when I was just talking about ink, I feel like all this had a chance to dry. So it's a great opportunity for me to go in with the ruler and get this staff done. And I've got this triangle with like a little inking edge there, so I'm just going to go across like this. Okay, always great to see you, Gal. All right. We'll just like remember that, let's see, it would be visible there, and then the staff goes behind him, goes behind the tail. There's a little peak of it there. It goes in behind the belt, in front of the cloud, comes out right there. And then the same line for the bottom part, into the hand, behind the back, comes out there. I mean, I feel like I'm not, like Higgins ink is probably just as good. Like I picked the Speedball because that's what my art supply store had, and then I just kept getting it. Oh, alcohol markers. Now those I don't have experience with. But like Copic markers, those are alcohol, aren't they? Like I feel like I see a lot of fantastic work of people using those. Let's put this out of the way. All right, so now I need to do hair, and then Goku's pretty much done. With inks anyway. Let's just do these big, like friendly shapes. It's like using all our tools to kind of like express the nature of the character. Like he's a really happy kid, so we're using happy lines. Wow, I really do feel like Bob Ross talking like that. And then just got to do these big spikes on the front. Should I do another one down here? I feel like I need to draw some coming up this way. Like they don't keep curving down. They go up again from that side. Okay. Phew. I always have to kind of hold my breath. Like I've inked for years, but it's always a challenge, which is part of the compelling thing for doing this live for me. So let's work on Master Roshi and Gamera. I haven't drawn these scales in. I feel like I should just give myself a little hint about where they should go. Let me think. This turtle, like the dome of his shell. Just drawing like the lines that curve over here. So I feel like the scales could more or less go in those boxes. Okay. And a neat thing about this turtle monster is that he can like retract his feet into his shell and then like flames shoot out and it helps him fly. It seems to work for him. So am I happy with this pencil drawing before I commit to it with ink? Let me just look at my Roshi reference again. I feel like this head shape is a little bit off. I just want to adjust that before ink time. Where's my little pencil? Right here. Let's see. His mouth is here. His ear's there. I'm just going to follow through this curve. Yeah, that just needed to be like a little taller. It looked like it had gotten like a little bit squished forward. And like a little reflection in his shades. Do I like where these legs are? I feel like there was a whole thing where I was trying to get this pose just right. I feel like they're fine. And then the staff will go behind Gamera, like this shell should be in front of that. Just trying to make notes for that kind of thing before I get in there. And then maybe Gamera has his mouth open. That would be like more fun. Then you could see like a little tongue right here. I'm sort of planning this as a drawing, but also I'm keeping in mind what color things are going to be. So this is going to be like a lot of green, and then like they'll be above the ocean, so this is going to be like greenish blue down here. So just having like a pink and red highlight here will be like a nice companion to his house that it's red. So just kind of setting myself up to do well later. All right, let's ink this Turtle Master. Try to keep that on camera. Okay, so far so good. Oh, so Command, thank you so much for the follow. Let me make sure to give you that thumbs up. There we are. Yeah, I feel like we're making good progress on the ink stage. I feel like as soon as both main characters are in, a lot of the rest is like mountains and clouds, and this house should be pretty fast. I'm always eager to get to the color stage, but we're making good time. This is like kind of a strange angle to draw this foot at because it's almost pointed right at us. You might be able to see I'm not following I'm not following the pencil lines exactly. Like if I see something that could be better, I usually just try to improve it with the inks. Okay. And then I get to draw. Like he wears this giant turtle shell on his back as a heavy weight to help him train. Let's see. Hey, P Hospital. It was nice to see you over with Mickey, and then we got a raid from her, and then we got a nice raid from another painter that I like. So it's nice to have like a bigger audience. But this is how it's going. I think this is just like a old kind of knotted wood cane. Gonna add some texture on there. Now, I feel like it's time to work on Gamera. Okay. So I think it looks like he has. I didn't do this in pencil, but I'm just going to be adventurous. He has like a row of spikes going up. Oh, thanks. I feel like looking at it now, maybe the head's a little too big for the body, but it is a picture where we're looking at him from above, so it would be larger somewhat. Okay. I will fix that later with whiteout. Okay. So, how does Gamera's face work? It looks like he has ridges that go over his eyes. And then, I mean, his nose is sort of round and cute. His eyes are like very circular. And then two like little nostrils. Here's his like tusks coming up. Okay. Now here, I need to draw, like these are flames coming out of where his armholes would be. I just gotta draw this pretty lightly. Because a lot of this is going to be filled in with like reds and oranges. And then maybe this will be smoke coming off. There's more flames from here. Oh, I do need to finish Roshi's turtle shell. So that's 2 shells for this drawing. Okay. Make sure that I'm drawing Gamera's shell correctly. Okay, yeah. Alright, I think I'm on the right track. I was kind of second guessing myself, but it is just like rows of overlapping sort of triangles. And there's like kind of the lip, the shell that goes here, and then over the armhole, and then we're going to just like bring this around the dome. All right, and so I'm going to just start kind of scalloping these on top of each other and work my way back. Like, I guess drawing like a lot of repetitive things like this, it does take some patience because it's sort of the like accumulated effect of all of them. But I suppose the skill part is like trying to figure out how they all wrap around like the round shape of his dome. Like a triangle facing towards us is pretty different than a triangle that's sort of like on the edge, just disappearing around the curve. And then these just get closer together as they wrap around the back. Uh, and there's more flames kind of spewing out on this side. I do need to draw his underneath. Like there's a little bit of his neck. I think the underneath is just sort of like almost like organic looking grid lines. Okay. And let's see. His back leg is here, so this is flames spewing out, and followed by a trail of smoke. His other back leg would be like right around here. So let me think. The flames would start. Can't see them, can't see them, can't see them. You can see them starting there. And then they start here, they come up behind here, and they would come out right around there. All right, and then another trail of smoke behind him. Hopefully, even though this is like a still picture, like all these kind of like trails that we're doing will give some like indication of the motion we're trying to express. And so this is the trail of smoke continuing back here. So I think the next order of business is working on Master Roshi's little house. Oh, Gay Dog, thank you for those little cool dog emotes. Yeah, if you're a raider from Lita's watercolor channel, if you click on those little doggies, it'll take you to my good friend Mickey's stream. I'm just going to give her a shout out right now. And I'm going to give another shout out to Lita 426T, even though I feel like a lot of you came here from there, but definitely check out both of those. I think there's just one window on the side. Shutters on here. And then we get to draw these palm trees. Like, how would you know it was a desert island without a palm tree in the middle? I feel like a lot of the ocean, since I know I'm going to be painting over this, I might not even make any ink lines in this whole area. So I feel like most of that I can get across just with color, like kind of bluer, green, darker parts, but then all the foam, I should just leave that white. I don't know, is this too small? I wonder if I can even write Kame House on here. N-A-U-S-E. Well, kind of as small as I can get with this pen. I should have maybe used my other one. Okay, let's see. So then there's like a kind of a grassy area that rings his house. Rocks on the beach. And then I'm kind of making this a dashed line. This is all like beach area out here. I'm gonna add like a couple of little dashes to show grassy texture. All right, so now on my list, I need to draw some more lines on these mountains, a few clouds, and then it's going to be time for color. So we're moving along at a good rate. So I'm going to bring the camera back a little bit. I had us way zoomed in because we're doing lots of like detailed character work. So let's just bring it back. Because now I need to like put in a lot of work on these mountains here. Let me think. We're high up, so I should put in like I was trying to give myself a clue that these are clouds, so I'll put some in before I go any further. Is that where I want them? Let me just go. I'm gonna get out my pencil again. So yeah, I like where that is. And a lot of this is just like kind of shaping how the composition flows. So that like as we look down here, we'll sort of like hopefully like the eye will sort of like pinball down through here, and like this open water will be kind of an interesting shape. Interesting's not a very good word, but it will sort of activate the space more. And then, like the cloud there, kind of want one in front of that mountain. I'm making sure to put these in before I just go crazy with mountain lines. This can all be like hills, like misty hills here, so I think I can leave a lot of this undefined. So I'm going to put in these like big soft clouds. I think that line might be a little too heavy. Okay. And I think just to like bring this turtle towards us, we're going to put like a cloud right under, kind of overlapping underneath him. And then let's see, I said I wanted one right there, and then I think so mountain, and then some of these can go behind. And then as they get back here, they can get pretty small as they like go towards the distance. Right? I think that's all the clouds I'm going to do for now. I need to put in some of this rocky texture. Let me see. Trying to keep track of like which part of this is, like which ink is still wet. Oh, Leon, nice for you to stop by. Yeah, we got a couple of nice raids. And now I'm kind of once again holding the pen sort of far back and kind of just bringing these kind of irregularly down. Help describe that shape. I feel like, say like this mountain is closer to us than that one. So on here, I can do more detail, I can do heavier lines, and definitely goes behind here. So we can put like some heavy mountain lines right here. I think like, there would even be some like hardy vegetation that would be living on here. So I am doing these kind of like ragged lines, but I'm also trying to do like a little bit of texture to help that look like it's not totally bare dead rock. Because there will be like touches of green that we do as we go back there. Let's see. And I think we're getting pretty close to the color stage. It's right around here. like this mountain would go directly into the water, so let me just think about how that ends. So that comes down. Like this part's going to be like a little bit indistinct, like I might do kind of like a, maybe like a little bit of a fade from this mountain color to the sea color. Oh, thank you. And I wasn't sure how this would turn out. Like, it definitely took a lot of redrawing to get Goku's face. Like, I think he's one of those characters that's like so simple that it's, if something's out of place, like it really shows up. Okay. I feel like we're just about ready for color stage. So let me clean my pen out. I'm going to zoom all the way out. Where is my... Okay, so let's zoom all the way out. We can all kind of like look at the picture at this stage. Cleaning off my pen. And now, I'm going to use this hair dryer on it just to be sure that my ink is totally dry before I get watercolor over it. So I'm going to turn off the mic to spare you guys this loud sound. So there's that, and off goes the mic. Talk amongst yourself. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. See you in a second. All right, I'm back. Turn off this little indicator. Yeah, I mean, this ink dries pretty quickly. I just want to be really sure before I start splashing water on here. So let me see. Now we're going to do, just going to erase all these pencils. I feel like if you've seen my streams before, you'll always hear me say that this is my favorite part. Because a lot of the time I pencil so heavily, like I often like can't quite tell what's happening under here until now. And it sort of like all snaps into focus. Let's see. It really just takes some elbow grease. I'm really kind of leaning down on this thing because I really do a lot of work with that pencil, which all goes away. But once I get the paper wet for color, it's going to be really tough to erase anything. So just getting this all done now. So please bear with me. Oh, I see that I missed the under part of that frame. So I will get that in. I mean, that's the sort of thing that can happen when you pencil and then ink. Like you'll erase and then like the guy you're drawing won't have a hand. But in this case, it's pretty minor. It's just a frame of the glasses. We'll take care of it. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So let's get rid of all these crumbles. Oh, nicely done with those emotes. Okay. All right. So this is kind of like a new part of this stream. So the first hour was pencils, and then the second hour was inking. But now that inking is done, what comes after that? What comes after inking but color? Okay. So I have my watercolor brushes. I have my palette. I'm just gonna show you guys this quickly. It's gonna sit kind of over on my left, right? I've got kind of like a Roy G. Biv happening there. That's gonna be, I think, partly in view right there. Goku and Roshi are gonna go here. It's just like a slightly different setup from inking, so I'm moving a few things around. I need to get my 2 jars of painting water, which are different than my ink water. Okay, I think we're ready. And the last thing I need to do before I paint it, I just want to take a quick photo of the black and white. Okay. All right, we are painting. Oh, thank you, Sparkle. Okay, so what would I do without my chat? I would have painted this whole thing and then been like, dang, where was Master Roshi's glasses frame? I'm not going to get the hairdryer back out. I will let that dry for a second. Okay. So even though I've done like a few dozen streams, a lot of the time I'm a little like anxious before I go on. So sometimes I'll do like a warm-up drawing. And so like before I went on, I drew this Goku, which is like he's kind of like he looks not exactly on model, but I was just trying to figure out like colors and how to even draw this little guy and remember how to use pens. So now that I've shown you that, that's like enough time for that ink to settle in. And I'm going to go work up here anyway. So let me see. Let's do, I think I'm going to work on Kintoon first. So let me just, so I need to turn up the saturation on my camera. Oh, Zoe's in the chat. Nice to see you. Right now, step 1 is just, I'm going to like wet the area that I plan on painting. And I plan on painting this cloud. This is not watercolor paper, it's Bristol board. Uh-oh. So it can take some water, but not an unlimited amount. I'll wet this in, and like wet this trail going back. Okay, so let me get some orange on my brush. I think we're just going to kind of start lightly and go in layers. I feel like we can be pretty intense with the colors on this cloud because it is one of the focal points of the image, and it really should be one of the things that comes like closest to us. And I think this this sort of bright orange will help bring it out. And then we're going to like fade it as we go back towards the horizon. Oh yeah. Um, do you have any favorite parts of the story there, Zoetrope? Like, I have plenty to talk about the Dragon Ball manga, but I would love to hear from you first. Okay. Said I was going to go lighter as I went back, so let's try to remember that. I've still got orange, but it's like a little less and a little less, a little less. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, I think like uh I'm not sure where you are, Zoe, but like I'm here in the US and I feel like that's kind of a leftover of maybe like Puritanism. Like I feel like a lot of times in like American media, like any amount of like violence is just fine, but like any sort of like nudity is like still forbidden. So it's kind of like an enjoyable kind of joke style. Like I know like Crayon Shinchan has lots of, I guess, what might be considered rude humor, but it's kind of just kind of fun and enjoyable, and it's like for kids, so it's super harmless. And while my brush is loaded, I'm going to try to do more of the kind of orange that's on this picture. I'm trying, I did that too quickly because right now I don't actually remember which part of a fire is red and yellow and orange, so I'm just going to look that up. I feel like the inside is yellow and then the outside gets more red. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So the orange parts should be sort of in the middle here. Center should be yellow. Okay. I feel like, you know what, I should have wetted this whole area. I feel like I just want to do this flame sort of like wet into wet pigment to help the different colors sort of blend with each other. So before that dries, I'm just going to grab a bunch of yellow pigment. And just get that right in the middle here. Okay. And then I'll do like a little, I should do some reddish color around the edge. Grab red from my palette. And I can just sort of like pull this in from like the pointy part of these flame spikes. Yeah, I think that's working. Just trying to make room for everything on my drawing table here. All right, one more. I need to load my brush up again. I feel like this flame is even like closer to us than the other one, so we can do like a little more intense color. Oh man, really nice effect of how these are kind of working together. I'm just gonna pat myself on the back, like, well done, James. Let's see. So, what's next? I should work on. I think Roshi's jacket is orange. I'm just trying to like change colors as few times as possible. Um, but right now I've got red on my brush. Let me just bring that down. It won't be as intense as the flames. So let me just get a blank sheet. I just have like a piece of scrap paper to work off some of this pigment. It doesn't need to be on camera, but that's what I'll be doing if you see my hand go like above. So now like there's like a little less on the brush, I can just go in and color in his jacket. And like leave some light parts. Yeah, it has like a white trim down the middle and then like white cuffs. This could be like a little darker here. Let's see. All right. I feel like trying to think of other things that are in this color neighborhood. Like I could do their flesh tones. That's sort of in the pinkish, orangish, yellowish, warm color zone. Like when I do the cools, I usually like when I'm painting, I'll have like a brush in each hand, like one for blue and like one for like oranges, and just swap back and forth so I don't muddy things up. I'm like switching on the same brush. So let's see. I need to find like a good skin tone. They're both pretty pinkish. I'm trying to figure this out. Not very exciting if you can't see what I'm doing. I don't want that to be too close to the orange color that I've got, so I'm gonna add like a little bit of red. Pink that up a bit. Okay. I mean, I should be using the trays over here, but sometimes the paper works just as well. Well, because I'll need enough to get all of their surface. Okay. I'm going to start out on this arm, like a little less low pressure. That's a perfectly fine tone for Goku. And I'm going to like leave some highlights like around the cheeks. Kind of darker under the brows here. That could just be a base color. There's a good chance we'll go over that again. And now Master Roshi. Like I'm making this so faint it almost doesn't show up on the camera. I could make that a little more intense here. Yeah, you can kind of see what's happening. I think I'm gonna leave like the rim around his bald dome like a little shiny. I gotta get in this hand. Alright, like I usually like to go on a little lighter and then just darken it up a little more and a little more because it's pretty tough to take back watercolors. Okay. I'm gonna do. You know what? I almost wanted to do the bright red roof. Oh my god, they're showing alcohol advertisements before my stream. I feel like they should okay that with me, or at least send me some samples. Nice to see you, Gerd Vanderwoops. We're on the coloring stage of Goku and Master Roshi. So I feel like I should get out... That's enough warm colors for now. I'm going to work on this water, sky, and then maybe the mountains after that. So let's rinse out this warm brush. You have a smoothie instead? Okay, let's see. Why did my camera get so dark? Okay, I think it's trying to auto-adjust and help me, but then it just throws everything into shadows. So now I'm going to... I have a much larger brush. I'm going to like wet this area of the sky. Let me just get some water. So I'm gonna put some blue color into here, and I want it to like travel around in a fluid way. So it's not just a flat sky color, but has some dimension to it. Let me see. Grab some of this paint over here. I need to mix a good sky color. Let me think. I feel like because this part of the painting, that's like the highest part of the sky above you, so that would be like the richest, most intense blue, right? And then as it recedes, atmospheric perspective, there's haze, it'll get gray. Perfect. Sometimes I need to like talk myself through what my plan is. Okay. So we're just adding some blue to the sky here. And then get like... And it's kind of working out well because I loaded up my brush and I did the top part. And even as I'm getting down here, I'm just kind of putting down less and less. It's perfect. Now let's do the same thing over here. Oh yeah. This is definitely like a edutainment stream. Let me just soak this part of the paper. Right? I think that's all the sky that I need to get ready. Okay. Some blue pigment. Oh, I hadn't... Oh, Watercolor Nana's here. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I just, we're working on this drawing of popular cartoon character Goku in his, like, youngest stage at the start of the story. Oh, yeah, well, I don't think I could be tomorrow. I do want to give a shout out to Watercolor Nana. She's one of the streamers that I'm learning from. Did that work? I feel like, did I spell something wrong? Oh, I gotta say S-O, Watercolor Nana. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm trying not to go too fast and not too slow. Like, I think I just put too much pigment down there. Like, the paper dried out while I was talking. Let me just wet this back up. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I had a whole Mononoke week. Maybe I should do Dragon Ball week. Even though two of the best characters are already taken care of. Okay, let's see. So, I'm going to feel like I should work on the ocean while I've got um, this kind of process in mind. And we're going to kind of do the opposite. Good night. Sparkle Sprout is going? No, Zoe's going? Who's going? Okay, good night, Sparkle. So the way we did kind of intense color up here and then kind of faded it out, we're going to do it opposite from the other direction. Like looking down at the ocean, like what's below you will have the richest color. And then like what's further up towards the horizon, like more light will bounce off. So there could be like some blue kind of up here, right? But before I do that, I really just need to like wet this whole area because I want the colors to kind of mingle with each other. And I feel like when I put the colors in, I will need to think about like how the waves are sort of churning together. So I might make a bunch of separate brush strokes that don't connect to kind of suggest that there's like some white foam in between. Yes. Okay. That's pretty wet. Let me just mix up. Bring my palette onto camera. Oh yeah, did you see? Uh, I did this for the Christmas. That's a little Don Cheadle in Boogie Nights. If anybody was wondering. Yeah, I mean, I even have this sort of RGB light over here that's like cycling through. It feels like being a real streamer. All right, so I've got kind of a greenish blue. I'm gonna just basically have my brush flat, kind of make kind of loose shapes on here. I need like a little more. I feel like that green isn't quite intense enough. Like I haven't been flying over the ocean lately in these times, but from what I remember, I feel like I need to make this like a little bit richer. So let me just load up my brush. Okay, that's looking pretty good. That's like a nice kind of oceanish color. Maybe even a little more blue in there. It's nice that while this is still wet, there's like a lot of room to play with it. And also I feel like having this contrasting color by these flames will help bring Gamera and Roshi forward. Okay. I feel like I want to work on these mountains. I'm I'm like trying to get some of this surrounding area put in before I do some of the brighter colors on Goku, just in case like when I wet this area it drags off of our boy, and then like the wrong pigments end up mixing with the wrong areas. So we're gonna keep doing like wet into wet on these like natural surfaces, which is, I have to say, really enjoyable. Like if you're able to get yourself a watercolor set, this is incredibly fun. So I'm just like wetting these mountains, and like the leftover like green ocean pigment I had is even an advantage because that is the color that we're going for. Yeah, I feel like it's like a lot of fun. Like I could either spend the last hour cross-hatching dark and light areas or putting in color. Like it takes around the same amount of time, I think. Still figuring out how to like work the streams, but it's I'm really enjoying it as a stage. And I think if I leave in a lot of like white area here, it could even be sort of like misty passages, sort of like ringing a certain altitude of the mountain. Let me grab some more greenish blue. I think more greenish than the ocean is. Trying to get good color. I'm just over here in my mixing tray. Oh, this is actually, that's pretty close to what I want. Okay. So while this is still wet, I'm gonna do like the most intense color at the top, and then like kind of drag this down. I mean, I feel like there are centuries of paintings of mountains like this to draw upon. Like if I needed a resource to understand how to do this. Yeah, I feel like Gamma should be getting colored in soon. Especially since I have my brush loaded with green color. To figure out, he's a little more, like I want him to be different than the surface of the water and different than the mountains. Might be kind of a gray green. Going to work on this mountain right behind Goku. Wet this mountain back here. I feel like these could be, I'm wondering how much more intense to make this color. They're pretty faint. They look pretty faint. I don't want them to take too much attention away from the foreground. You know what? I'm going to leave them for now because I feel like with watercolor it's all about layering. Oh, Sparkle, nice use of the try music you might like it emote from Mickey's channel. Yeah, let's color in this turtle who's the friend of all children. So his gray is like a little more drab. So I had my mountain color. I'm going to mix in some brown. Oh, Pasta War, thank you for the follow. I just always have to get the right handed thumb in there. let me just try. Yeah, this is like a much warmer green. I think it will be different enough to not get lost with everything else that's going on. And I was trying to help myself by, when I drew these scales in, I kind of put these light dividing lines down the middle to show that they have like a ridge on top and then they head down. So that's also like a very good clue to me for how to color them. Like the side that's more towards the top will be lighter, and its way will be darker, as you might have figured out. All right. And then I think his underneath might even be sort of tannish. Let me get like a little bit warmer color under here. Yeah, that's fine. I feel like I need like a little more on his face. Also, like, what color are Gamera's eyes? Like, the first movie is black and white. See, how much I'm looking at a question from Gert. How much trust do I feel like I need to have with watercolor, since you said earlier it's hard to correct a mistake if I go too far? I mean, there is an amount of time where, like with tissue or something, you could pick up a color that you know went wrong. There's also like a certain attitude of sort of, we're doing this painting once and the colors that go on here are the colors that are on there. Like, it's not like there's a painting in my head and I'm trying to get it down here and maybe I achieve 70% of it. Like, this painting is the only thing that exists, and so I'm kind of reacting to what's on the page more. So if I put down a color, that's just like new information to respond to, if that makes sense. Okay, let me see. I need to put a little more color on Gamera. While my brush is loaded with green, I could do this grassy part on the beach, and that's going to be, yeah, maybe a little more yellowish green and not like the drab turtle green. So, I mean, this is a fun part, like mixing lots of similar colors. I've just got to show you guys my palette. Grabbing a little from here, a little from here. Like, I don't usually like to use things directly from the tube. Even though, I mean, there are times, because if it's directly from the tube, that'll give you the most intense color. I always try to like mix in a few things to make it more my own. Like, I have been using like this test sheet. Like, I'm not totally charging ahead with reckless abandon into this painting. Like, I am trying out colors over here. So let's just draw his nice lawn. And I think the palm fronds are sort of in the same neighborhood as this color. So let me just get these in. All right. Why don't I just do the roof and the beach? I'll need to change brushes for that. So got my warm color brush out. Like I was just talking about using color straight from the tube, and I'm pretty much going to use this red directly from here. And let's, okay, pretty small. I'm basically just using like one little hair that sticks out the front of this brush. Okay. And what color are his shutters? Are those also red? I just want to make sure. No, he has white shutters, so good thing I did not paint those in. And the sides of his house are sort of a pale pink. They're not white like that, so that means I'll rinse out my brush. And there should just be enough on here, yeah, to get like a pale version of what I was just using before. Lovely. Okay, now I could draw the sandy, not draw, but paint the sandy part of this. What color is sand? Sort of neutral, on the warm side. Not too orangish, not too yellowish. I think I'm getting close. Getting close, but I just need to dilute what I've got here a little bit. Okay. Up a little bit of this. And then I feel like there's these two little rocks on the beach. I'm just going to put like a little dab of gray in each of those. And Gamera's eyes. Draw the pink interior of his mouth. I think that's too wet. Let me get like a little more pigment, a little less water. Kind of nice to have these two sort of intense like color highlights down here in this green and blue field. So I feel like it's time to get in and work on this outfit, this hair. You know, I'm kind of wondering if I want to get in and do this hair with black ink. I might, because I wasn't satisfied with like the kind of gray that I got out of here. I'll try painting it first, and if it's not working, I will go back over it with ink. So this uniform is blue, because it's right at the beginning of the story, and he has not yet enlisted in the Kame school. The brush. So let's see, let me grab some of this. Mix a couple of these together. I've got like a cerulean blue and a cobalt blue and a phthalo blue, but I think this cobalty color is more what we're looking for. Okay. So when I do this, I'll want to not just solidly fill everything in, but try to give the impression of the folds of fabric. I'm really like painting underneath like where like the shadows would go and like leaving the top part open, which I'm finding seems to work again and again in the watercolor medium. Okay. Now, what color are his shoes and wristbands? I feel like the shoes would be like dark blue, almost black, and his wristbands are red, and his staff is sort of dark reddish brown. Okay, the belt is white. So what color have I got? That's blue. It's not going to work. I could do the shoes. Let's do the shoes. So I've got this color. Going to add some Payne's gray to darken it up. Okay. Let me think. Oh, also his tail should be brown. Let's see. So let's do wristbands, then staff, then tail. No. Wristbands, then tail, then staff. No. And you know, any order is going to work. I just like to have a plan, but I also like to improvise. I totally missed a little area. I think before I get too far ahead, there's like a little area under that rope. Right there. That just like needs a little bit of the blue. Right on top of there. Okay. I just need to take a sip from my teacup. Very thematic for tonight's stream. Okay. So where was I? The wristbands. Let's load up my brush with red. What have I got? That might be too pale. I could go a little more intense with that, since it will be kind of competing with these reds down here. It's one of the main teacups. It's one of two teacups that I cycle between. Yeah, I think having this intense red color is the right move, because we want to attract our eye up to this area. Also, I think Roshi's glasses frames are red. Let me just double check that. Yeah. So let's put that in now. Okay. Let's see. Oh, the other one, it's like a white ceramic mug with it has like a built-in ceramic strainer on top, so you can do like loose leaf tea. Whereas I use this if I'm going to use a like pre-packed like tea bag. But for loose leaf, I have a different like ceramic mug with like cranes on it and a nice like painting on the side. So if you watch enough streams, you'll see the mug. Look out for that. All right, so what am I doing? I need to do this full color, which means I can work with the red that I have. Then I'm going to load maybe some umber here. That's a little too brown. That's more of the tail color that I'm looking for. Like I've got my palette over here. Alright, so I can just do in tail, which he still has. Are there any Dragon Ball scholars in the chat who know when he loses this tail? I know early on in the series it is his kind of like secret weakness. Like if someone grabs onto his tail, he loses all his strength. Okay. I feel like the color's right. I'm having a little trouble with my application. Alright. Alright, there we go. I just needed to go back and forth over it a few times. Now I will add more red to my brush, and it'll be exactly the right color for the staff. Sort of in between the tail and the wristband. Just bring that back. Okay. And I'm not, since I'm taking a different approach than the tail, so I think it would be like a shiny, maybe lacquered surface. I'm gonna just do like red on either edge, and then like leave a highlight that's reflecting down the middle. Okay. That might be too light. I can always go back over that again. So we need to draw. We need to paint. I'm so used to saying draw. Painting's a new thing for me. The shell, the pants, luckily those are both purple. Switch brushes. So the shell is a little more lavender, like a little redder-ish purple, and then the pants are more like a violet purple. Let's see. I'm just picking stuff. I'm going to get my palette on camera here. This looks more like... How's it going to look on paper? That's more of the pants color. So let's do that. Excellent. And now for shell. So I need to add like a little more, make it a little lighter, make it a little like pinkish purple. So grab some from up here. Okay. Don't know how this is going to turn out. It's looking pretty muddy to me. Need to mix another color. Use that magenta. Okay, I think these two together is getting pretty close. Need to like work this back and forth a little. Okay, that looks about right. Now I just need to fill in this shell. Okay. And I think the time has come that we're going to fill in Goku's hair. I'm going to try to do it with the Payne's Gray, and if it doesn't work, we'll do ink. Let's see how dark this gets. Not super dark. But it could be it could be good for this, for our purposes here. Because if there were like a solid, like India ink black, it would sort of be like, it would have too much like visual gravity, like it would just suck everything towards it. But this might be like an alright color. The jury's still out. So I'm just like following like the dimension of these locks of hair as they like come off of his head. And I can even like leave some white area in here. Oh, Spider Babby, you're back. This is how my little Dragon Ball painting's working out. There's Kame House. There's Master Roshi. There's Gamera. I have a beautiful drawing by Mickey of Gamera in my kitchen. Yeah, Mickey, I was watching the show this morning with breakfast, and there was just a surprise cameo from Gamera, the giant turtle monster. I think because Kira Toriyama is just a huge nerd, and he likes to put in, nerd stuff to please himself, and it, makes me happy too. So great. Oh, D. Rogers is in the chat. Another one of the stream regulars. Yeah, we got a couple of nice raids. So, I'm not going to. Right now, these clouds are plain white, and like when I think of a cloud and what color they are, I might say white, but light is going to be reflecting off of them. So right now, while Goku's hair dries, I'm going to wet these up and maybe put a little pinkish orange in them. Oh yeah, Diraj, I did these lights for the Christmas. And we'll see after the holidays whether I leave them up, because it feels like being a real streamer to like have a bunch of lights on strings behind me. So what was I saying? I'm going to let me see. I'm just getting water onto all the open cloud shapes. Wait, Spider Babby, what is a nebula light? Are those the things? Are those the things that like shoot green lasers in all directions and spin around? I don't know. I don't need to guess what a nebula light is. Well, I'm trying to figure it out. Like, what is a nebula in space? It's like a thing in Star Trek The Next Generation where you fly into it and then like a plot happens because the ship breaks. Oh my god. Yeah, nebula light, from the way Spider Babby's describing it, sounds like very pro level streamer. I'm still a scrappy up and comer. Eh. Got a few more of these to wet. Need to make more room in my drawing area. Let me get this over. Wet this. Okay, so we have a bunch of wet clouds. And now I'm going to get some sort of like pinkish orangish hues, and let me just see. Which one should I try first? I'm going to do this first because it's closest to these flames. So it would make sense if they're catching some of the light coming off of here. Yeah, so these clouds are not just like flat, soft ovals. I'm trying to give them like a little dimension too. And it feels really good to just be able to go in and like hit these all at once. Like it's kind of a treat after being so careful with everything else. Oh, I see Sparkle has found the sound emotes for my dramatic turn as Yamagata in the Akira fan dub of last summer, which I'll never not be proud of. I think we're getting... This is definitely like at a stage where we could call this done. Like in the dramatic structure of the stream, we've struggled, faced complications, and now we're kind of at the angelic moment where it comes together. I feel like I could definitely add some more shadows and do some more highlights. Like, I'm gonna do that. Let me rinse out my pink brush. Oh, Spider Babby, how was the rest of your Dark Souls 3 stream? Are you fine? Oh, you might play again later tonight. Okay, well maybe I could like raid you back if you're back on. So I mean, there'll definitely be like a lot of clear warning that I'm wrapping up. So if you want to get your mouse finger on the trigger to go live, that could be the plan. Oh, I need to do in Roshi's shoes. Let me just... Because we're coming up on, let's see, this has been going for 2 hours, 45 minutes. Usually by 3 hours, I'm pretty done. And I'm kind of marshaling my energy to get to the end of this painting because I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. Got Roshi's shoes in there. Now what I don't want to do is, like, at this point, ruin it. Some drastic changes that spoil the harmony of the picture. Yeah, I feel like I could Like I can. There's one thing that I could do to make Goku even cuter. Let me just. Now that I'm back to doing detail, like I like to zoom in when we're doing small stuff, and then show the whole piece when we're, painting mountains and whatnot. Let me get back here. So, one really cute element that pictures need. Let's dry my brush off. I'm going to put like a little like blush on Goku's cheeks. I'm going to overdo it, but like maybe like a little on his chin, a little on the ears. Like I'm thinking of like parts of your skin that like when you're like doing an intense workout or something, like where you might get flushed, like where those capillaries are. Okay. You can just add like a little bit. Oh, you know what? I did not do. I totally missed the smoke coming off of Gamera's flames, and I totally didn't do Master Roshi's walking stick here. So before I do any other stuff, I should get those in. Okay. So walking stick, that should be pretty simple. I think we're back in the orangish brown family. What is the driving? D. Rogers has a question in the chat. What's the driving motivation to go from watercolor? No, from ink to watercolor. A lot of it is just for my enjoyment. I feel like I'm always trying to make this a better stream, and I don't know if maybe seeing something colorful is more stimulating for people to watch. It's also like D. Rogers, part of why I'm streaming is to do something ambitious that is like a little bit further than what I think I can already do. I feel pretty confident in inking. I don't feel very confident at all in watercoloring, so I'm just kind of going through the struggle live and hoping that it makes for a compelling watch for everybody. Gonna paint that. Sometimes I get so busy talking I forget like what part of the picture I'm working on. Okay, one walking stick. Colored in. So now I need kind of a grayish blue for the smoke trails. I mean, I feel like if Gamera is giving off grayish blue smoke, he should get his engines checked, because he might be burning oil. Just a little car maintenance joke for everybody. See, this is why I don't stream past 3 hours, because I start getting a little nutty. Okay, so gonna kind of curl. I mean, I suppose I could have done this like wet into wet, but I'm gonna do these kind of like curling strokes and then like leave some white in the middle. Okay, just go over here. Let's see. This is the sort of stage where I feel like I'm pretty close to done. Mickey, I don't know if you want to hop on pretty soon, because I might be wrapping up. Like it's almost time to sign it and call it an evening. And if you're not ready to hop on, we can raid another time. Right now I've got some of the like blue smoke color, and I'm kind of tucking that like underneath some of these shell sections, just to like make it look that like these are not just a field of flat triangles, but there's like a little bit of overlapping and dimension on these guys. Okay. Shadow under his chin. Let's see. You know, guys, I feel like I'm kind of just picking at it now, which is probably the sign that I feel like it's a complete picture. So let me just zoom all the way out. Let's take a look at this. There's a little bit of a glare. Let me just tilt my lamp a little. So we've got this mountain landscape. We've got these clouds floating in between, and it's sort of like misty in the middle, fades down towards this beach house. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I think that was Spider Babby in the other window. So let me just say goodbye to everybody. So thank you for being on my stream. I appreciate the raid from Lita and from Mickey. And thank you everybody for being here. Thank you D. Rogers. Thank you Gert. Thank you Sparkle. Thank you Zoe, who's I think gone. Thanks to all the new followers. If you like what you saw today, please do hit that follow button, and we can do more drawing and more painting in the future. And if not, I'll definitely chat with you again over in Lita's stream and see you in Mickey's world. So let's all just go over there now. Let me hit my raid button. Wait, I can just type /raid Spider Babby. Raid BABBY, enter. Okay, so we are loading up the raid, and we're going over there in 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye. And I'm going to hit raid now. Raid now.